I can't believe I believed everything we had was less. So young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream of one day having your kids. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your schemes. I'm smarter than that. Young and naive to believe that with me you're a changed man. Foolish of me to compete when you cheat, we lose within. It took me some time, but now I'm gone. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took about that from now on. I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took about that from now on. I'm gonna be my own best friend. Controlling and you say that you love me, but you don't. Your family told me one day I would see it on my own. Next thing I know, I'm dealing with the 3 kids in my own. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. Now that it's over, stop calling me. Come pick up your clothes. Ain't no need to front like you're still with me. All your homies know. Even your very best friend tried to warn me on the low. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Got me, myself, I know that I will never disappoint myself. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. I'm still with you. Yeah, you hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. Hey, I know that I will never disappoint myself. I'm crying. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. I'm still with you. You hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. I be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. I can't believe I believed everything we had was less. So young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream of one day having your kids. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your schemes. I'm smarter than that. Young and naive to believe that with me you're a changed man. Foolish of me to compete when you cheat, we lose within. It took me some time, but now I'm gone. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Controlling and you say that you love me, but you don't. Your family told me one day I would see it on my own. Next thing I know, I'm dealing with the 3 kids in my own. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. Now that it's over, stop calling me. Come pick up your clothes. Ain't no need to front like you're still with me. All your homies know. Even your very best friend tried to warn me on the low. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and And it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Got me, myself. I know that I will never disappoint myself. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. I'm sitting with you. Yeah, you hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. I did myself. Hey, I know that I will never disappoint myself. I'm crying. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. I'm sitting with you. Hey, you hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. I beat myself up, that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Beat myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend.
Enough of that. Can you guys hear me okay? And let me know if I'm using my microphone today and I have not used it in a long time because I haven't streamed in a long time. So I'm still getting like adjusted. Do I sound okay with the microphone? And I'm sitting right in front of my window. So if my background gets too loud, let me know. I will close the window. But I just like to get like sunlight. Okay. It makes me feel awake and energized and alive and everything else. I need some background music. It is too quiet for me. Jeez Louise. Hold on. Can y'all hear this? What's this one? All right. This one says into space, and I'm the planet Venus, so I think it's fitting. I could barely hear it. Okay. Good morning to everybody. Hi, Candy Cane. Thank you for stopping by. Auntie in the building. Reese. Hi, Reese. Hi, Mo Love. Hi, call me Queen T. Hi, Roxy. What's up, Reese from Philly? What's up, Cellulite? Mo Love, my sister. Hi, Robin M. Girl, you better. Hey, girl. I'm happy to see you here. I seen you on a show that was totally out of this whole sector. I'm not going to mention it here, but it was very interesting, and it has something to do with Dr. Umar in the school. That's all I'm going to tell you, Dr. G. But I seen you over there in that other sector. Okay, I seen you. Hey, Strata. Imperious. Oh, you should love this topic, Imperious. Right up your alley. Okay, Christian nationalism. Just like the Catholic stuff you be on, you know? I think hi Sin 7. Hi, Genesis. Genesis does not sleep. Can y'all hear the background music? I don't hear nothing. Cardi B announced her 4th pregnancy. I had a feeling she was pregnant because I seen her go on that show when she had to walk down the tunnel of people singing and dancing. I was like, oh, she got a little baby bump going on. Okay. Auntie said F Imperious. All right. So, first of all, good morning to everybody. I hope you're having a great morning. Some of you are at work, on the way to work. I hope you have a productive day. I hope you exude and attract positive energy. I hope you accomplish your goals, your quotas, whatever the standards are for your job. Okay. Hi, Cynical One. So I have an interesting topic I want to talk about today, and I think it's important for everybody who considers themselves a Black person. I think this topic transcends the whole FBA stuff I've been talking about, because this can affect whether you're FBA, non-FBA, immigrant, first generation, this topic transcends all of that, and everyone can and will be affected, right? So I really want to raise awareness on exactly what Christian nationality is, Christian nationalism is, because I don't think we truly understand the things that we are endorsing and getting behind sometimes, right? This shit is very serious. So first and foremost, I'm just going to put it on the screen because, like I've admitted before, I'm not a political person. I don't know everything about politics. I'm kind of learning as we go. And I'm definitely interested now. Like, the more I figure out how dark some of this stuff is, it's kind of like worth looking into. So, I just want to get into the definition first and foremost of what a Christian nationalist is. I'm bringing this up because Charlie Kirk was a Christian nationalist, right? This is his own admission. This is the group he was a part of. Um, and you're going to understand how that ties into politics and how that's like not good for you. Okay. And when you see like how powerful these people are, it would make sense about like why people are losing their jobs over talking about him. People are getting doxxed over talking about him. Um, threats, all types of things. Like, we never seen a memorial like this for someone of his stature is not normal, right? A lot of things surrounding his death are not normal, but that's for a reason, guys. He is a part of a very rich and very powerful group who are Christian nationalists. Okay, so let me just share my screen real quick, show you what I'm talking about. So let's talk. Where is it? Okay, I want to make sure you guys can see this. Christian nationalism is a political keyword, right? So you hear the word Christian, you think religion. So pay attention. Christian nationalism is a political ideology that seeks to fuse Christian and American identities, asserting that the US was founded as and should remain a Christian nation. So, guys, what time frame do you think of when you hear people say we need to go by the time when this country was first founded, our founding fathers? What did that look like for Black people? What did that look like? This framework insists that American law and policy should be based on particular, right, interpretation of Christian values, often tied to a conservative Anglo Protestant tradition. Let's get into the core tenets and beliefs. Christian nationalism is not synonymous with Christianity. It's a whole different thing, right? Christian nationalism is not synonymous with Christianity. Instead, it is a political worldview that utilizes Christian language and symbols to advance a particular version of American civic life. Its adherents, who may include a broad range of Americans, are often identified through their agreement with statements such as this: a Christian nation, the U.S. government formally declared the United States a Christian nation. Christian based laws, U.S. laws should be based on Christian values. Divine plan, the success of the United States is part of God's plan. These are their beliefs. Primacy of Christian identity, being Christian is an important part of being truly American. And dominionism, God has called Christians to exercise their dominion over all areas of American society. These are the beliefs. Oh God, people texting me. Hold on. Not disturb. Oh, I hope that works. Here's the good part. Christian nationalism often incorporates several other cultural and political assumptions, right? One of the main ones, nativism and white supremacy. This ideology frequently overlaps with beliefs in nativism and white supremacy, with some variations explicitly contending that American society would benefit from being mostly white and Protestant. The label white Christian nationalism is used to emphasize this connection. I cannot say this. Authoritarianism adherents are more likely to approve of authoritarian tactics to enforce adherence to national traditions and symbols. Patriarchy. The ideology often includes assumptions about patriarchy, advocating for traditional gender roles where men are better suited for leadership and women for the home. Now, if you pay attention to these core beliefs, you are going to see a direct link between the things that Trump has done since he's been in office, right? Rejection of pluralism. Christian nationalism is fundamentally opposed to the idea of a pluralistic society and can lead to hostility toward religious minorities, including Muslims and Jewish people, as well as non religious. I just want to make sure, does everybody understand what Christian nationalism is? Because it's more of a political worldview than it is a religion. So it's kind of like using the religion to push their worldviews and be selective about things in the Bible. Right. Mo Love said no connection to Christ at all. Deep hatred and racist, pretty much. So before I move forward, I know that was a lot. I really just want to make sure people understand. Why? Yes. Sorry. I got thrown off. Again, like I told y'all, if my background is too loud, let me know. Do we understand what Christian nationalism is and why it's a problem for anybody of color? Do we understand that? You're not really answering me. Hi, Chakra. Jay Strider said, this is very layered, deep, and nuanced to what is on the surface. This is what I'm trying my best today. Like, my intention is to really wake up Black people and have them open their eyes to what it is they are endorsing. Because I don't know if we all understand that Christian nationalists are really the funding and the backbone behind the entire MAGA movement. And that's not a good thing for you. It really isn't. And now if we connect the dots on like everything Trump has done, it is in direct correlation with all of the tenet beliefs of Christian nationalists. And most of the MAGA, actually, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to show you guys that there's a good portion of MAGA who are self-admitted Christian nationalists, just like Charlie Kirk was. Well, first let's do this. Let's look him up because I don't want to be accused of lying on anybody. So let's look at this. Why is it not showing? I'm sorry, guys. I haven't streamed in a while. Forgive me. So Wikipedia, initially critical of the evangelical right, Kirk later shifted to Christian nationalism, advocating a Christian form of government. Okay? So when I call him a Christian nationalist, that's what he was. Just want to make that clear. And I've already explained to you guys what Christian nationalism is rooted in: white supremacy. I've explained the core beliefs. Okay? And if you look at everything Trump has done, they're in direct alignment. Okay, I just want to make sure we staying on course. What was the other thing I wanted to ask? So when we go into, I asked AI, I said, how many Republicans are Christian nationalists? Let's see. Okay. According to a 2024 survey to the public by the Public Religion Research Institute, a majority of Republicans, 50%, qualify as Christian nationalists. Okay? This figure combines those who are adherents and sympathizers of Christian nationalism ideology. So understand, right? Correlation: Republican, Christian nationalists, Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk, everybody keep up, okay? So I found this interesting video that is going to explain a lot better than me because this is new to me. I'm learning. as we go, because like I already admitted, I don't know a lot about politics, but something about when I looked him up, the words Christian nationalist stuck out to me. Like it, I don't know why. I feel like God wanted me to see that. And so I started looking into it. Okay. And I'm gonna show you guys what I found. Sorry. Do you guys hear background music? I don't hear any freaking thing. What the hell? I'm gonna have to go old school because I could hear that one. Okay, I could hear that. All right, I'm about to play you guys a video of this guy breaking down Christian nationalism and exactly how it ties into government, how it's playing out today, and I'm about to show you, Cellulite. I'm about to show you. He said, I'm a Black conservative and MAGA supporter. What we missing? All right. So this guy right here is going to, it's more the conservative part I'm leaning toward. So this guy right here is going to explain what Christian nationalism is and why it is the backbone of MAGA. Just hold on, guys. Just listen. Sorry, bear with me. I'm still getting used to streaming again, so I'm slow. I know I'm not that good with this stuff anyway, so please show me a little bit of cut me some slack. Oh Lord. Hold on, guys. Sorry, can you hear me? I have to reset. I have to reload this thing. Get into the video. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So this guy is going to explain it to you. This is weird. My computer's doing some weird stuff. Just saying. I don't know who doing what in the atmosphere. Okay, but listen.
That's what this piece is all about. When I say Christian nationalism, what exactly am I talking about, and why the heck am I always talking about it? Well, the short answer is this. Because in my opinion, it's the primary reason that we are in the political mess that we find ourselves in. And yet, most people have never heard the term or the names of the people working behind the scenes that have given the Trump administration the directives that it's currently enacting. Think about it. In just a few short months, Trump has gutted major parts of our government, including the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, which is the principal U.S. agency to extend assistance to countries recovering from disaster, trying to escape poverty, and engaging in democratic reforms. The Department of Education, which ensures that civil rights laws are followed in public schools, has been mostly dismantled. An unelected billionaire and his minions were given unfettered access to government systems in the name of eradicating waste. And fact check, they haven't done that yet. Legal immigrants are literally being kidnapped in broad daylight. Some are being deported, and the Trump administration is openly defying court orders to bring them home. Trump tried to erase parts of the Constitution through an executive order declaring that birthright citizenship should be null and void.
Hear that? Birthright citizenship should be null and void. Sound like white supremacy to you?
Books about Black history and the Holocaust are being banned. The acknowledgement that trans people exist. Books about Constitution.
We got to pause this because he speaks very fast. But guys, pay attention to what Trump's been doing. Listen.
Through an executive order declaring that birthright citizenship should be null and void. Books about Black history and the Holocaust are being banned.
Why would anybody want to remove that history from the education about the Holocaust and about slavery or Black history? Is that in alignment with the Christian nationality, the Christian nationalism belief of like a white dominant society where others really don't have any rights or privileges?
The acknowledgement that trans people exist is being erased from government websites. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And it's only been a few months since Trump has taken office. Clearly, there was a plan, or maybe a blueprint, if you will, but who gave it to him and what do they actually want? Welcome to Christian Nationalism.
Pay attention. Who gave him the plan and what do they actually want?
Blueprint, if you will, but who gave it to him and what do they actually want? Welcome to Christian Nationalism 101. I want to make this video as accessible as possible, so I'm going to keep it at a pretty high-level overview and zoom in where needed to give you examples of this ideology in action. So when I say Christian nationalism, what exactly am I talking about? Well, to be honest, it's complicated, and there is not one set definition. Think about it like a house with many rooms, and just like a house, there is a foundation that everything is built on, but also like a house, there are different rooms that are distinct from each other and serve a different purpose despite being contained inside of a structure. Today, we'll take a brief tour of this house to give you a general understanding of what Christian nationalism is, in hopes that you'll be able to see why I believe it's the biggest threat to American democracy that we currently face.
Guys, he talks very fast. Do I need to slow the video down, or is everyone kind of following? Because I really, really, really need y'all to understand what you guys are supporting. I really need y'all to understand.
Let's start with the foundation. And for that, we turn to the Public Religion Research Institute, one of the premier organizations researching Christian nationalism's popularity. They use 5 statements in their surveys, asking respondents to agree or disagree on a sliding scale. And these 5 statements are the foundation that Christian nationalism is built upon. They are the following. First, the U.S. government should declare America a Christian nation. Second, U.S. laws should be based on Christian values. Third, if the U.S. moves away from our Christian foundations, we will not have a country anymore. 4, being Christian is an important part of being truly American. And 5, God has called Christians to exercise dominion over all areas of American society.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say anything about God calling Christians to exercise dominion over all areas of American society. But just like slave masters did, what Christian nationalists do is exploit the Bible and manipulate scripture a lot. That's what they do. And you're going to see.
Christian nationalism is not centered around a unifying Christian theology or doctrine. Instead, Christian nationalism...
You heard that? It is not centered around a unifying doctrine, right? So the word Christian's in there. So it's kind of like it goes over your head and you think it's something that it's not. Listen again. It's a political worldview. So they can say this out loud in front of your face, and the other Christian nationalists know what they mean when they say that, but you don't.
Not centered around a unifying Christian theology or doctrine. Instead, Christian nationalism is more focused on the role that the Christian God plays in America and the obligation the believer has to keep America Christian in order for God to keep his blessing on the country. If you look closely, you'll notice a unifying theme between these 5 statements: power and control, because at its core, Christian nationalism is about maintaining power and control over society and politics. So what's the percentage of the US population that would agree with these statements? Well, like most things, it's a spectrum, not a binary. PRRI found that Americans fall into 4 categories on the Christian nationalism scale: adherents, sympathizers, skeptics, or rejectors. Christian nationalism adherents either agree or completely agree with all 5 statements in the scale. This group includes about 10% of Americans. Sympathizers agree with most statements of the scale, but they are less likely than adherents to completely agree. This is about 20% of Americans. Skeptics disagree with most statements in the scale, but they are less likely than rejectors to completely disagree. This group includes 37% of Americans. Skeptics completely disagree with all 5 statements in the scale. And
so say like I can't see everything that you're writing because I'm on the other screen. But if you want to come up at the end, I'm fine with you. I'm not really into doing like the super open panels like that no more. Like, you know, people who actually want to have a conversation, yes. But this whole 10 people on the panel, I can't do it no more. But yeah, so I just want to get through this, and you are more than welcome to come up.
And this group includes 30% of Americans. So the composition of America looks like this. And if you're wondering if Christian nationalism is mostly found in right-wing spaces, you'd be correct. According to PRRI's research, a majority of Republicans either qualify as Christian nationalist adherents or sympathizers, and 2/3 of Americans who most trust far-right TV news sources qualify as Christian nationalism adherents or sympathizers.
Far-right TV news stations. The people who are giving you information, right? The people who are painting narratives qualify as Christian nationalists as well, right? What did he say? Mainly Republicans. Okay.
The same goes for folks who most trust Fox News. Here's the good part. Most Americans disagree with or flat out reject Christian nationalism. But here's the bad part. Christian nationalists are well-funded, militant, and really do not care about the opinion of the majority.
Well-funded, very militant, and do not care about the opinion of the majority. Okay? Like what we're seeing with Charlie Kirk. Can we all not tell? The group that he's a part of is well-funded and very powerful. Do we see that? And again, he's a self-admitted Christian nationalist, right?
They are given unlimited money by billionaires who have helped them gain unprecedented access to the levers of power in American politics. For the rest of this video, when I refer to Christian nationalists, I'm mostly referring to the Christian nationalist adherents who represent 10% of the population. A few examples would be Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, Ali Stuckey, host of Relatable via the Blaze Network, Steve Bannon, founder of Breitbart, and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Christian nationalists are extreme. They are motivated by an authoritarian understanding of the Bible and the Christian faith. The 10% will stop at nothing to make America a Christian nation ruled by them with everyone else under their foot. That's why
they will stop at nothing to make America a nation that's ruled by them with everyone else under their foot. Okay.
To make America a Christian nation ruled by them with everyone else under their foot. That's why we get called, well, you're Christian nationalists. You want the kingdom to be the government. Yes. You want God to come and overtake the government. Yes. You want Christians to be the only ones that, yes, we do. We wouldn't be a disciple of Jesus if we didn't believe that. We want God to be in control of everything.
You want God to be in control, but you guys are trying to be in control. So I don't understand. So what God are you referring to, yourselves?
We want believers to be the ones writing the laws. Yes, guilty as charged. I mean, it's funny when I meet Christians where I'm like, I'm like, have you read the Great Commission? Like, this is actually what we want.
They're attacking.
Damn it. Sorry, y'all. While the commercial goes, let's see. I just want to make sure you guys are understanding this. Those of you who want to be affiliated with MAGA and conservatism is all related. Okay, it's all related. Y'all want to know where all that money is coming from, right? Who are the people that make up these groups? And why it's dangerous for you? The people who got the real money and the power, this is what they are in alignment with. The part they're not really saying out loud, but they kind of are, but y'all missing it because they're using the word Christian. So it kind of goes unnoticed. But like I already showed you earlier, Christian and Christian nationalism are two different things. Two different things. Christian nationalism is a political worldview and a very skewed version of the Bible and of Christianity. Okay?
Christian nationalist adherents do not like democracy. They reject pluralism and multiculturalism, and they have no major qualms about using or endorsing violence when they deem it necessary. Just look at January 6th, for example. Like all humans, Christian nationalists have an origin story that lays a foundation for how they see the world and their place in it. The story for the Christian nationalists goes something like this. America was founded as a Christian nation based on Judeo-Christian principles.
America was found. Listen closely, because we're going to talk about when America was founded and where were people who looked like you when America was founded. So when they're saying make America great again, what time period are they referring to? And where were the people who looked like you? What position were they in? We were in chains. If you're Black American, we were in chains. And if you're non-Black American, some of you weren't even allowed to be here yet. Some of you. Right. So I just want that's why I said this topic is really important to everybody, whether you are Black American, first generation, Black American, immigrant, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think y'all truly understand what make America great again means. And I think the Latin community found that out very quickly, right? Because they were going very hard for something that was absolutely against them. And my fear is black people are currently the ones doing the same thing and not realizing what they're endorsing.
For how they see the world and their place in it. The story for the Christian nationalists goes something like this. America was founded as a Christian nation based on Judeo-Christian principles. Because of this, God blessed America more than any other nation in the history of the world, making her exceptional. God has a special plan for America to be a shining city on a hill for the world to see, but that's being threatened by the evil forces of liberalism, secularism, feminism, sexual liberation, Marxism, and communism. Put succinctly, America is under attack, and these forces have taken root in family, religion, education, media, entertainment, business, and government.
You know why this is so clever? Because some of these things are true. Like some of the issues that the Christian nationalists have, and some of the things, like just like Charlie Kirk, there's things he said that we would agree with, right? And this is kind of how it's real slick though, because we would be in agreement with some of the things they stand for. But I think the part you guys don't, that everybody's missing, is that white supremacy is at the root of it, and that's the end goal. That is the end goal.
As Christians, we have to do everything we can to bring God back to America, because if not, God will bring more judgment on the country and we'll no longer have a nation. Christian nationalism often conflates natural or planned tragedies with God's judgment. An infamous example of this is what Jerry Falwell, the founder of Liberty University, said when 9/11 happened.
What we saw on Tuesday, as terrible as it is, could be minuscule if in fact God continues to lift the curtain and allow the enemies of America to give us probably what we deserve. I really believe that the pagans and the abortionists and the feminists and the gays and the lesbians who are actively trying to make that an alternative lifestyle, the ACLU, People for the American Way, all of them who tried to secularize America, I point the finger in their face and say, you helped this happen. Well, I totally concur.
For Jerry, there's a reason God allowed 9/11 to happen. It's God's judgment on a nation for allowing demonic ideologies and actions to thrive in America, which in this case are women's rights, gay rights, and civil rights for all Americans. Because Christian nationalism.
Y'all don't see how they try to roll. They are rolling back women's rights. Y'all don't see that? Getting rid of people who aren't born here, trying their best, right? Y'all don't see the correlation in some of these like Christian nationalism beliefs and what the president is doing. And his party, the Republican Party, self-admittedly make up the majority of Christian nationalists. I just want to make sure we're staying on track.
Nationalism believes that America was founded as a Christian nation. They believe their religious beliefs should be privileged in the public square. I should note here that the word Christian is doing a lot of heavy lifting, because
the word Christian is doing a lot of heavy lifting. This is how they say this shit in front of y'all face and y'all don't really catch it.
Where? I should note here that the word Christian is doing a lot of heavy lifting because Christianity is not monolithic. Christians have been arguing about pretty much everything since the origins of the religion. To date, there are three major Christian schisms: the Catholic Church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and the Protestant Church. And each one of these schisms has schisms inside of it. And there's
not throwing shade at the Christian.
Schisms inside of that. So when Christian nationalists say that America was founded as a Christian nation, that word Christian is loaded with assumptions about which Christianity is being referenced.
Are y'all catching that? Are y'all catching that? So when people who identify with Christian hear Christian nationalism, they don't see anything wrong. They don't really understand.
Schisms inside of that. So when Christian nationalists say that America was founded as a Christian nation, that word Christian is loaded with assumptions about which Christianity is being referenced. In this case, it's a Christianity built on American white supremacy and theology. That,
in this case, it's a Christianity built on, one more time, say it again. Because that was the question I have. So every black person who's MAGA, when they were saying, when these white people, this white president, this Republican was saying to you, make America great again, did you ever stop and ask yourself, what time frame was he referring to when America was great? What time was that where most of these people would believe America was great? The time when you had little to no rights, or the time when you were in chains. right? I heard your boy Charlie Kirk, and I'm gonna play the video. He said black people were better during the 1940s, which was the Jim Crow era. So they kind of saying this shit right in front of y'all. Y'all just not catching it.
Nation, that word Christian is loaded with assumptions about which Christianity is being referenced. In this case, it's a Christianity built on American white supremacy and theology. That might sound extreme, but it's true. Books such as The Bible Told Them So by J. Russell Hawkins, White Evangelical Racism by Anthea Butler, and Fever in the Heartland by Timothy Egan all demonstrate this. And if you want real-world examples, ask yourself why right-wing media was against Black Lives Matter and supports Trump's illegal deportations of brown-skinned people.
Good question. Why were they against Black Lives Matter and then in support of illegal deportation? All of this affects people who look like who? I don't understand you, black people.
White Evangelical Racism by Anthea Butler, and Fever in the Heartland by Timothy Egan all demonstrate this. And if you want real-world examples, ask yourself why right-wing media was against Black Lives Matter and supports Trump's illegal deportations of brown-skinned people. Why do you think Trump labels MS-13 as a terrorist organization, but pardoned the very white January 6th insurrectionists who actually terrorized the nation by trying to overthrow the election results? When Christian nationalists say that America was founded as a Christian nation, they are regurgitating a key talking point that is a myth. I know that might be jarring for some of you to hear because if you were raised like I was, you were taught that America was indeed great because of our Christian heritage. But if you read the Constitution, you'll see it's very much a secular document with no mention of any religious book or deity, let alone the Christian God. And
let's say that again, because he's getting to the fact that the Christian nationalists be lying through their damn teeth. Okay.
Because of our Christian heritage. But if you read the Constitution, you'll see it's very much a secular document with no mention of any religious book or deity, let alone the Christian God. And that's by design. The First Amendment is a clear statement that there should be a separation between the government and religion, and that goes both ways. If you want to deep dive on this topic, check out The Founding Myth by Andrew Seidel, also a friend of the show. But let's play along and assume that America was founded as a Christian nation. What type of Christianity are we talking about? Well, considering that race-based chattel slavery was fully endorsed and defended by white Christian slave owners for hundreds of years, eventually leading to a civil war, I would say that even if we were founded as a Christian nation, we probably shouldn't brag about it given the horrors that were inflicted on black human beings in the name of God, with that legacy continuing on today.
So the Christian nationalists, the same people who use Christianity to enslave you, that's who you guys are supporting. Okay, got it. I'll just go back. And Omni, you could come up too later if you want.
Are inflicted on black human beings in the name of God, with that legacy continuing on today.
I gotta rewind it.
Slave owners for hundreds of years.
Y'all be acting slow. I want y'all to really hear this.
Years, eventually leading to a civil war. I would say that check out The Founding Myth by Andrew Seidel, also a friend of the show. But let's play along and assume that America was founded as a Christian nation. What type of Christianity are we talking about? Well, considering that race-based chattel slavery was fully endorsed and defended by white Christian slave owners for hundreds of years, eventually leading to a civil war, I would say that
Christian nationalists were okay with chattel slavery for hundreds of years. But that's the America that was great for them.
Even if we were founded as a Christian nation, we probably shouldn't brag about it given the horrors that were inflicted on black human beings in the name of God, with that legacy continuing on today. The fact of the matter is that without white Protestant Christianity, slavery, the KKK, Jim Crow, lynchings, and segregation do not happen. This white Christianity is the foundation that Christian nationalism is built upon.
That's the foundation that Christian nationalism is built upon.
Period. That's why some scholars call it white Christian nationalism. But the myth that America was founded as a Christian nation doesn't need to be true. It just needs to be believed.
What did I tell y'all yesterday? These people are masters at deceiving you and making you believe whatever.
Christian nationalists use this myth to defend their views today when it comes to various culture war issues such as abortion, LGBTQ plus rights, civil rights, the environment, women's rights, and the list goes on and on and on. They believe that America is under attack and that they are in a spiritual war with real world consequences.
Have you guys ever heard that? America is under attack. By who? Have you guys ever heard that before? All these dog whistles be happening right in front of your face. The goal with that type of language is to like energize these white Christian nationalists. These super like gung-ho MAGA people who are usually racist. Obviously, we see, right? So when they're saying these certain things on the news in public, what do you think the reason for that is?
It's all part of the king coming back. That's what we're practicing for. That's why hell hates it that we're worshiping at every capital across America.
Hi, Mark Barden at Sandy Hook Promise here.
Oh, hell no.
When the gunman...
One day, y'all. One day. It's just not going to be today.
In their view, the God of the Bible has ordered the world a very specific way, and to go outside of the created order is to bring God's judgment on the country. Christian nationalists usually appeal to Genesis chapters 1 and 2 in the Bible to justify many of these beliefs, and I need to add that they completely misinterpret those two chapters in order to do so. This is where things can get a little more complicated, so stick with me here. Christian nationalism in many, many ways is a Christian identity, but that identity is centered around a specific cultural ideology and political framework, not a core theology. So to say this another way, what binds Christian nationalists together is not what they believe about specific Christian doctrines, but more about historical identity and political influence that leads to agreed upon outcomes. The Bible is pillaged for specific Bible verses that are used to justify why God condones their views on various issues. For example, a Christian nationalist might cite Leviticus 18:22, which says, "Do not have sexual relations with the man as one does with the woman. That is detestable." This is used as proof that being gay is a sin and goes against God's created order because the Bible is clear. And therefore, America should ban gay marriage and discourage public displays of affection between loving couples. But those same Christian nationalists will ignore Leviticus 19:19, which says in part, "Do not plant your field with two kinds of seed. Do not wear clothing woven of two kinds of material." As you'd imagine, there is no one suggesting that either of those commands should be put into law in America. Now,
So if you guys didn't catch that, what he's pointing to is that they basically go through the Bible and choose specific scripture to justify wanting to put certain laws in place while completely ignoring other scripture that might condemn the things that they're doing. Now, that's what his point was. I hope y'all understood that. Quite like who? Slave masters. Okay, let's continue.
You might think this makes no sense. After all, if a Christian nationalist claims to follow the whole Bible or have a biblical worldview, as many do, why can they ignore some verses over others? But there is a logic to this. There are reasons invented by theologians that give the Christian nationalist justification to assume that Leviticus 18:22 is still applicable today, while Leviticus 19:19 should be ignored. Scott Coley, the author of The Ministers of Propaganda, a great book, by the way.
Ministers of propaganda. I'm trying to tell y'all this shit is not a game. These people are the masters at this, and I'm gonna read that book too.
Calls this motivated literalism.
Motivated literalism. Become familiar with that term because we have all fallen victim to motivated literalism
Today, while Leviticus 19:19 should be ignored. Scott Coley, the author of The Ministers of Propaganda, a great book, by the way, calls this motivated literalism. Scott says that this is a tendency to interpret scripture literally, but only when it doesn't undermine one's material interests.
What is motivated literalism? A tendency to interpret scripture literally, but only when it doesn't undermine one's material interests, right? So we're going to interpret only the scriptures that are going to like push forth what I want. But the ones who, the other scriptures that speak against the things that I'm doing, we're going to ignore those, okay? And then tell you it's the Christian way. It's, you know, it's a Christian thing.
Motivated literalism, he says, allows evangelicals to insist that the earth and all of its contents were created in 6 24-hour days, while maintaining that Jesus didn't really intend to say that a wealthy man will have more difficulty entering heaven than a camel passing through the eye of a needle.
So just going against scripture, maintaining that Jesus didn't really intend to say that a wealthy man will have more difficulty entering heaven than a camel passing through the eye of a needle. So they're literally picking scripture to justify the laws they want to push, and then actually corrupting the other ones. Like, nah, Jesus didn't mean that. What?
Or that Jesus didn't really expect his followers to emulate the conduct of the Good Samaritan. I'll link my full interview with Scott in the description below. Many people scratch their heads wondering how these folks can claim to have a biblical worldview, but ignore all of the verses commanding us to welcome the immigrant, love our neighbor, and to hold the rich and powerful accountable for their unethical behavior that hurts the plight of the poor.
What about those scriptures? Right, like he said, what about those? We just gonna ignore those, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna tell you it's bad to be gay, and you know, but everything else, we don't care about that.
Worldview, but ignore all of the verses commanding us to welcome the immigrant, love our neighbor, and to hold the rich and powerful accountable for their unethical behavior that hurts the plight of the poor. Motivated literalism is the engine behind all of this. So what do Christian nationalists want then?
Motivated literalism, get into it, y'all. I was sent here today to open the eyes of you black folk, because y'all are really asleep, y'all are unconscious, and y'all are falling victim to smooth words, okay? People say a couple of things you like, and you are misunderstanding that for them being for you and for your best interest. Absolutely not. These people are wicked. They will use whoever, however, to get to their end goal. But understand, there is an end goal. You guys seem to think it's just as simple as I'm a part of a political party, and I have conversations. This is how I feel. No, there are people with money, power, and access. So much so, they got a president into the White House that they wanted, who is now enacting all of their core beliefs that I read to you earlier, because they're funding him. See the difference? We talk, they take action, and they have the money to do it. And those actions are not beneficial for you.
While they might say that they want biblical principles implemented throughout America, as you can imagine by now, that phrase is doing a lot of heavy lifting. You'd be hard-pressed to find a Christian nationalist that believes we need to welcome the immigrant, protect the marginalized by implementing systemic change through laws, or tax the ultra-rich. Based on my experience talking to experts, going to Christian nationalist events, and speaking to Christian nationalists directly, here are a few things I would say that Christian nationalists want. First, I would say that Christian nationalists want an America that is predominantly white, with little to no immigration from non-European countries.
Want an America that is predominantly white. How do y'all not see that? Like, how do y'all not see it? That's why the first order of business, any non-white who we can get out of here, let's get them out of here ASAP. That was number one on the list. Y'all think that's an accident? It's not.
Here are a few things I would say that Christian nationalists want. First, I would say that Christian nationalists want an America that is predominantly white, with little to no immigration from non-European countries. They want a nation with a national religious identity based on modern conservative Christianity.
There's a reason he's putting a lot of words before Christianity, because like he said earlier, unfortunately, Christianity has not been a monolith since it started, right? So there's all these different versions of it. So understand that. But most, to the common eye and the common ear, they don't understand that there is a difference. So if you're a Christian, self-proclaimed, and when you hear them make these speeches about we need to return to our Christian ways we were founded upon, you go, oh, okay, well, I subscribe to Christianity. I'm with it. Nah, they're not talking about what you're talking about. That's the point. They're not.
Want an America that is predominantly white, with little to no immigration from non-European countries. They want a nation with a national religious identity based on modern conservative Christianity. The rights of other religious minorities should be greatly reduced.
Modern conservative Christianity. That is a very different thing than what most of you believe Christianity is. Like he just pointed out. They'll lie about scripture. They'll completely ignore scripture and only focus on the ones that push their agenda, right?
To no immigration from non-European countries. They want a nation with a national religious identity based on modern conservative Christianity. The rights of other religious minorities should be greatly reduced and would have no place in our government. Many would like to amend the Constitution to acknowledge that we are a Christian nation. Queer people are put back in the closet, stripped of their rights to marriage. Their public existence is erased. Civil rights protections are rolled back on the basis of reverse racism.
Civil rights protections are rolled back. Can anyone think of any things that were rolled back recently? DEI, I don't know. Y'all can say it affected or mainly benefited whoever it benefited, but we know what the intent was when it was put in place. So a lot of these things, our current president, who is a Republican, funded by Christian nationalists, is enacting all of their core beliefs right in front of our faces, right? And disguising it as the Christian way. You guys are not understanding. It's the white supremacy way. Christian nationalism is white supremacy. First, it's a political worldview. It is not as religious as you think. It's not.
Abortions are completely outlawed in all 50 states. No exceptions. Contraceptives are greatly regulated. Free speech is greatly reduced for dissenters, and so are the rest of their constitutional rights. Men lead, of course, in all areas of life and society, while women submit to the authority over them and raise children at home. Public education is dismantled, and private schools and homeschooling are instead elevated.
Wait, he talks very fast. I want to go back because I want you guys to compare what he's saying about their beliefs to what your president is doing. I want you to compare. Okay.
Of their rights to marriage. Their public existence is erased.
Wait, sorry.
Rights of other religious minorities should be greatly reduced and would have no place. I would say that Christian nationalists want an America that is predominantly white with.
And to be clear, he just said he gathered this up from going to several of their whatever. I'm just gonna rewind it because he says he basically talks to a lot of them. So this is what he gathered from asking Christian nationalists, what do you want?
Events and speaking to Christian nationalists directly, here are a few things I would say that Christian nationalists want. First, I would say that Christian nationalists want an America that is predominantly white with little to no immigration from non-European countries. They want a nation with a national religious identity based on modern conservative Christianity. The rights of other religious minorities should be greatly reduced and would have no place in our government. Many would like to amend the Constitution to acknowledge that we are a Christian nation. Queer people are put back in the closet, stripped of their rights to marriage. Their public existence is erased. Civil rights protections are rolled back on the basis of reverse racism. Abortions are completely outlawed in all 50 states. No exceptions. Contraceptives are greatly regulated. Free speech is greatly reduced for dissenters, and so are the rest of their constitutional rights. Men lead, of course, in all areas of life and society, while women submit to the authority over them and raise children at home. Public education is dismantled, and private schools and homeschooling are instead elevated and are funded by tax dollars.
Now, this is interesting. When Trump first came in office, are these not the exact areas he started attacking? The education system, the immigration issue, LGBTQ. These are the views of who? Christian nationalists, Republicans. Well, they represent 53% of Republicans. I'm just saying, y'all gotta connect the dots, okay?
Now, some of this might sound extreme to you, but look around. You can see many of these desires being enacted right now in our government. I'm not going to list them all out. That would take up the rest of this video, but seriously, just follow the news to see it happening in real time. And if you want even more examples, you can go watch my recap of my time at the largest gathering of Christian nationalists in the country. A key feature of Christian nationalism is that it will gladly forfeit the values it claims in return for leaders who will get what they want done. This is why Trump is revered the way he is among so many Christian nationalists. And I know this one confuses so many people, including me for quite some time. After all, how do Christian nationalists claim to care about traditional sexuality, marriage, law and order, truth, and morality, yet embrace a man who has bragged about sexually assaulting women, cheated on his wife, graced the cover of Playboy magazine, lies more than he tells the truth, is a...
Right. Because Christians got to hold up all these values, but their leader openly admitted to sexually assaulting women. Wife was on the cover of Playboy magazine. Wife is an immigrant, right? Literally a contradiction of everything they claim they're for.
Convicted felon and dehumanizes all kinds of people. Put it simply, Trump embodies none of the values I was taught as a conservative Christian, and he spits in the face of everything that Jesus taught. Yet, Christian nationalists revere him as a Messiah-like figure, and no, I'm not kidding.
So this is where I want you guys to pay attention to when you were to hear the word Christian and what you're thinking. Christian nationalism is a completely different view, because the leader right now does not embody any of the Christian principles, but they endorse him. So you understand. This is not faith-based for real.
Books have been written comparing Trump to the second coming of Christ. And when Trump survived an assassination attempt, Christian nationalists said some wild shit.
Jesus is king, and guess what? You can't kill him. You can't impeach him. You can't try to assassinate him and accidentally miss him. You can't try to put him in jail for 750 years, because Jesus is king and Jesus is Lord and Jesus reigns. Can I get an amen?
Trump has nothing in common with Jesus. Why are we comparing him to Jesus and writing books about him being the second coming? But these are the Christian nationalists, and their thinking is twisted. Okay.
There was a gold statue made of Trump, and Trump himself has really leaned into being a Messiah in chief.
So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So
Hold on. Trump said somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. He looked up to the sky. Okay, pay attention. I am the chosen one. So they sent me. So Trump is apparently a godsend. Okay.
Lean into being a Messiah in chief.
So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China.
So what?
So I'm taking on China. Trump is a little Trump always gonna be funny to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Gives. Well, what are the core values of Christian nationalism again? Access to power and being in control. And that is why Trump is their guy. He gives them access to political power that many have only dreamt about. And I know what you're thinking, but Tim, doesn't Jesus say, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose his soul? It does. But Christian nationalists employ motivated literalism here and explain away that Jesus didn't really mean what he said. Of course, Jesus did say that and he did mean it, but because it doesn't serve the agenda of Christian nationalists, it's explained away. So what's the cost of this access to power that they have? Their Christian witness. It's been completely decimated. In 1996, Franklin Graham, son of famed evangelist Billy Graham, wrote a scathing op-ed about Bill Clinton's behavior in the White House with Monica Lewinsky in the 90s. He says, in part, quote, "The scandal of Mr. Clinton and Miss Lewinsky has forced us to examine the morality of public and private behavior with new intellectual and spiritual vigor. There needs to be no clash between personal conduct and public appearance." However, that same Franklin Graham prayed over Trump at his inauguration, where he said this.
The last 4 years, there are times I'm sure you thought it was pretty dark, but look what God has done. We praise him and give him glory.
Look what God has done. We praise him and give him glory.
Let us pray. Our Father, today, as President Donald J. Trump takes the oath of office once again, we come to say thank you, O Lord our God. Father, when Donald Trump's enemies thought he was down and out, you and you alone saved his life and raised him up with strength and power by your mighty hand. We pray for President Trump that you'll watch over, protect, guide, direct him. Give him your wisdom from your throne on high.
Yeah. The same Franklin Graham who insisted that Clinton's private life impacted his public qualifications not only personally endorses one of the most sexually immoral and profane men to ever.
So this is the man that condemned Bill Clinton for his sexual behavior, his personal life, and how it affected his public image and him being in office. And now today that man is praying over Donald Trump. Right.
hold public office, but he insists that God approves of him too. Why? Because Trump gave Franklin Graham access to the political power he so desperately craves. For Christian nationalists, morality is incredibly subjective despite their claims of objectivity and absolute truth. And it was this realization that caused so many, including myself, to walk away from our conservative Christian upbringing that we believed in for most of our life. In my opinion, Christian nationalists are whitewashed tombs who would crucify Jesus all over again if
He said whitewashed Jews who would crucify Jesus all over again if he walked this earth. I believe it.
walk away from our conservative Christian upbringing that we believed in for most of our life. In my opinion, Christian nationalists are whitewashed tombs who would crucify Jesus all over again if he walked on this earth today. They would call him woke, Marxist, and demonic because he loved the outcasts, called religious leaders to account for the damage they were doing, and hung out with the people society pushed away.
Did y'all catch that? Because this is literally like biblical, really, right now. Why did they crucify Jesus? What did he do? Now apply that to what MAGA does to people who do what Jesus did. Look, I believe they would crucify him if he walked the earth today. Absolutely.
They would call him woke, Marxist, and demonic because he loved the outcasts, called religious leaders to account for
Jesus loved the outcasts and called religious leaders to account
the damage they were doing,
and
hung out with the people society pushed away. Jesus Jesus spoke truth to power. And when the devil offered him power over the world that he would just bow down and worship him, he rebuked the devil instead. The same cannot be said for Christian nationalism. It is built on the foundational bedrock of maintaining power and control in society. They'll invoke morality when it's politically convenient, and they'll justify immorality when it serves the greater purpose of maintaining power. The same can be said for truth. It's like a light switch that they'll turn on and off whenever it serves them and their purposes. That's how this works. There's a world of pastors and other Christian leaders that have been laying down the foundation for Trump to be their Messiah for years. And I'll be covering them in future videos, so make sure to sub to the channel so you don't miss out. The world of Christian nationalism is bigger and more mainstream than you think. It's imperative that you know the key players and the beliefs that they hold so you can better recognize it when you see the Trump administration pull from the playbook. Project 2025 is in many ways a Christian nationalist manifesto, but make no mistake, this has been in the works for decades.
This has been in the works for decades. Pay attention, people.
I want to add one more reason that Christian nationalists love Trump, and it's obvious, but it's not said enough. Christian nationalism is cruel and wants a cruel man to lead them because it worships a cruel God. It's just that simple. Think about the similarities between Trump's rhetoric and the God of Christian nationalism. They both demand absolute loyalty or else. Dissent is punished and questions are seen as rebellion. They're obsessed with winning and conquering their enemies. The God of Christian nationalism is going to throw most of humanity in hell for all time because they deserve it. And Trump punishes his enemies because they deserve it. Trump wants constant praise, which is exactly what I was told I'd be doing in heaven for all of eternity. Frankly put, they love that Trump is an angry man who bullies his opponents because he reflects the God that they worship. Now, of course, this is a far cry from the way of Jesus and the God that most Christians around the world follow. But for Christian nationalism, Trump is an answer to prayer. And Christian nationalist adherents love what he's doing. They love that he doesn't want immigrants in the country. They love that brown-skinned people are being deported. They love that queer people are scared, that DEI has been successfully co-opted to be a racist dog whistle. And I don't say this with glee or with joy. It's just a sad reality. Jesus says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The cruelty and hatred for their fellow man comes from what's in their heart. The fruit that the tree of Christian nationalism bears is not just rotten. It's straight up poison, because it's not enough for Christian nationalists to practice their beliefs in their local communities or at their local churches. These views must be implemented in law and followed by the rest of the country. This is why I say that Christian nationalism is the greatest threat to American democracy today. The ideology of Christian nationalism seeks to conquer and rule over societies, not work together with people of different religious, political, or ideological persuasions.
All right, I'm just going to take a pause here. I cannot talk. A pause here because that's a lot of information. I got a couple of super chats, so let's just take a quick little intermission so I can say thank you. Just say thank you real quick to my sister Mo Love. So happy to see you, Mo. She said, welcome in. Please hit the like and support the host. Thank you, Mo. Lauren Mack, thank you for the $20. She says, let's go, Vina. Let's go, Lauren. Imperius says, whites invented the concept or rights. You're welcome. Y'all invented a lot of things. Y'all invented sleeping with animals. I don't want to get into what y'all invented. Leave me alone. Anyway, thank you for the $2. Oh, so that was a lot. I want to know where everybody's at. I want to look. I have not been able to look at the chat. I see y'all are squabbling. Gosh, what's going on in the chat? Yeah, it seemed like too much for me to even be able to keep up with. I'm not gonna lie. But I just want to. Okay, overall, are we picking up what the man is putting down? That Christian nationalism is at the core of this entire MAGA thing, right? And Christian nationalists are the ones funding Donald Trump. The MAGA movement, the Republican Party, is made up of 53% of people who identify as Christian nationalists. I've already shown you guys the definition of Christian nationalism, which at the root of it, it's about white supremacy at the end of the day. I just want to make sure everybody's understanding that. Hey, Tiff. Tiff, who are you going to block? Who's arguing? Why y'all arguing? Okay, I don't know, but I had another, let's hear a little bit more. And I had another video where a woman was talking about this too. Because I thought this was interesting. And I really want you guys to open your eyes and understand this. Reason being is because the next time you hear the news, your ears are you're going to hear it a little different when they're talking about Make America Great Again. At what time was that? What time was that? Has Trump ever told y'all during this year and this year, between this time and this time, that's when America was great? This is what I mean by dog whistle. It's like people saying things plainly in front of your face, but you're not catching it because it really ain't meant for you. So when he's saying Make America Great Again, what time frame was that? And when they're saying our Christian nation, I hope you understand now what time they're referring to. When they were using Christianity to enslave you, that's when America was great again, or great before. I just want Black people to understand what you're endorsing.
To find the common ground. Christian nationalists are more likely statistically to reject multiculturalism, pluralism, and democratic principles than other Americans. Why? Because they see themselves acting on behalf of an authoritarian God and his will. They'll claim that they're bringing God back to America, but in reality, that's a Trojan horse for giving themselves unbridled power and influence to reshape America into their own likeness. One of my concerns is that mainstream and progressive media does not understand the role Christian nationalism is playing in the Trump administration.
And this is my concern. The same way he feels people don't understand, I know for a fact a lot of Black people don't truly understand, A, what Christian nationalism is, and B, how it really is the funding and the backbone behind this entire thing. And this is why as soon as he got in, he is literally enacting all of their core beliefs, all of their wants. He's literally doing it.
At the risk of sounding hyperbolic, I'm going to be really blunt here. The only reason Trump is in office and doing what he's doing is because of Christian nationalism. Full stop. It was prosperity gospel preacher Paula White who brought Trump to the table of pastors and faith leaders that then created ideologies, prophecies, and talking points to convince their audiences that God had his hand on Trump. Jerry Falwell, the former president of Mega Christian College Liberty University, endorsed Trump publicly and invited him to speak at the college. There are many shadow Christian organizations in Washington, D.C. that have been praying for God to restore his hand of blessing on the country and saw Trump as an answer to that prayer. They mobilized massive networks of funders, churches, email lists, and media channels to rally their audiences behind a man who later tried to overthrow the election certification process.
So I think y'all get the point with him. What are you guys' thoughts? This has been... See, most conservatives are evil. Oh my God, I want to play you guys something I seen. Because I was talking about this yesterday with the conservatives now, right? Because I understand a conservative can be Democrat or Republican, but majority, they are Republicans. I want to show you something I found interesting. That one white Republican, or whatever he is, was saying to another black Republican. Let's hear it. Because I truly believe this is how a lot of them feel. So this is Nick Fuentes, right? That's his name? Nick Fuentes. Okay, I don't know why my computer's being weird. So listen to what he had to say. This is Nick Fuentes going off on Jason Whitlock, another conservative who is black, and calling him a token and going on a whole racist rant. Listen.
You are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white. So there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit on what I
got to start this over. I need y'all to hear how this white conservative feels about this black conservative. Listen.
Jason has an interesting response. Here it is.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white. So there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit on what I can say without being penalized in the so-called free marketplace of ideas. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. And everybody's sick of it, especially in the conservative space, that blacks have had it easy.
So I don't know. I don't know what Charlie Kirk has to do with Nick Fuentes. I'm talking to you about, I'm seeing one white conservative talking crazy about a black conservative. I'm just showing you what I've seen. That's all I'm doing. But Omni, since you like to defend him so much, hold on. I got something for you. One thing. I'm gonna find this video. I saw a clip, and I'm still getting familiar with him. So I have a clip. Where is it? What did y'all do? Why is Cellulite in the chat saying he's leaving? Again, I'm on another screen. I cannot really see everything. What did y'all do? Okay.
This shows they were actually better.
So look at this, Omni. Charlie Kirk said black people were better off in slavery. I don't know if that's what he said. I don't think that's what he said, but let's hear what he said. Because I think the time frame he referred to was the Jim Crow era, actually. So let's hear it.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed.
They were actually better in the 1940s. Omni, you were better in the 1940s. Look at the white woman. Her mouth dropped like, whoa. Even the white woman was like, huh? What is he talking about? Why would he say that? Look at this.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But
look at white girl. She said, what? Ain't no mother effing way. It was bad. It was evil. But this is the I'm white and I say so shit. Like, this is how dumb they feel like we are. They will say that shit in front of your face and be like, but it was bad. It was evil. But the fuck? But, and this is your Christian, by the way. Christian nationalist here. Let's hear his mindset.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 black men, women, and children were killed in violent lynch mobs.
That's your explanation. But
you see how you dismissed that? 4,000 black women and children were killed in violent lynch mobs. This is the Christian. His response was, well, that's your explanation. No, that's what happened. Christian. What? Ain't no way.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 Black men, women, and children were killed in violent lynch mobs.
That's your explanation, but I guess
racial terror permeated American culture for hundreds of years.
Black America is worse than it has been
that
in the last
affected
80 years.
the generational psyche of an entire group of people?
Well, I'm sure it did. I'm not discounting that. This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000.
So this is the man that Black men want to defend. I do not understand this shit. I don't understand it. I was typing in all caps. What happened? So I could put the link for you because I really can't keep up with the chat right now. I every time I come back, I see somebody arguing with somebody. That's all I see. I don't really know. That's only for Cellulite, by the way, or Omni if they want to come up. Because I don't know what's going on. But I just want to play this again. This is y'all boy talking about the 1940s. Black people were better. Let's hear it.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil.
In the Jim Crow era, ladies and gentlemen.
But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 Black men, women, and children were killed in violent lynch mobs.
That's your explanation. But I guess,
racial terror permeated American culture for hundreds of years.
Black America is worse than it has been
that affected
in the last 80 years.
The generational psyche of an entire group of people?
Well, I'm sure it did. I'm not discounting that.
I really am trying to understand this. I don't understand it.
Joining me now is the author of groundbreaking works, International.
Because I don't know what the hell she about to say. There was one last thing I wanted to show you about somebody breaking down, I think, white nationalism, Christian nationalism. I'm going to call it the same thing because it is the same thing to me. My StreamYard is doing weird stuff back here. I'm sorry, y'all. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to get the temperature of the chat. Like, what are you guys feeling about this so far? Maybe I should drop a link right now. But there was one more video. I just wanted to get through it of this girl. She made an excellent point. 1 second. So I hope if nothing else, you guys take from this stream what people, when they're saying Christian nation, do you understand what they're talking about? They're talking about a time that was not so good for you and why you guys aren't in agreement. Well, I do understand why, because like I said, I don't think a lot of people who are even white truly understand. Like it said, 53% of Republicans. It didn't say 100% of white people are in agreement with that. So that I think a lot of people don't really understand. Like the language is understood by those who is meant to be understood by. Other people are falling under the guise of, oh, it's Christian. Oh, it's Christian beliefs. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find this video of this girl. Nationalism. Sorry, that's me. I got distracted because I'm trying to read the. I can't do too many things at once. Apparently, cannot walk and chew gum. Goddamn it! All right, hold on. There's another lady. She's talking about the dangerous reality of white Christian nationalism. Because we didn't know. We thought this was as simple as Republican versus Democrat. Oh, no. Make no mistake. This well runs deep, okay? And the people behind this political party have their own agenda, and Trump is successfully making that shit happen, okay? My computer's being weird. Are y'all seeing this?
This society, United States of America.
Wait, let me go back.
Let's talk about white Christian nationalism. It's one of the greatest threats to our country, our rights, and our vaginas, and yet one of the least understood. Because while I'm sure you have a picture in your head when I say white Christian nationalist, I'm guessing this guy, there's a lot more influence, history, and scary goals that lie below the surface of this Project 2025 shaped iceberg. Ones that most people don't even know about. And it's not because they aren't looking or don't care. It's because this movement is masterful in disguising itself as a fascist in a Christian's clothing. So I'm partnering with People for the American Way to provide a thorough primer on Christian nationalism, specifically white Christian nationalism. What it is, what it isn't, the history behind this movement, what motivates it, and how they want our country to look. Oh, and how you can stop them. Now, whether you realize it or not, you have definitely heard Christian nationalist talking points. They're everywhere, on TV.
Law enforcement officers are ministers of God sent to punish evildoers.
I think a lot of what the left supports is satanic.
You either impose a Christian value or that vacuum is going to be filled by something else.
On the internet?
As far as forcing people to believe what we believe, yes.
I want a supreme leader, totalitarian, Christian dictator.
I want to make sure that everyone believes in what I believe in. It's that everyone needs to believe in Christianity.
And even in our public institutions.
Father, we just claim Oklahoma for you. Every square inch, we claim it for you in the name of Jesus.
This society, United States of America, was built on the foundation of what happened thousands of years ago in the Holy Land.
So if we are going to have one nation under God, which we must, we have to have one religion.
White Christian nationalism is ubiquitous in America, from high-ranking elected officials to evangelical interest groups to extreme right-wing factions. And right now, all of those blocks are working together towards a single goal: to force their extreme, unpopular ideology.
Hey, I see somebody in the back. That link was for Cellulite or Omni only. Sorry, I'm not doing like the open panel thing right now because I really want to just stay on topic. So maybe I'll drop the link in a little while, but that link was for sale and he just said, he DM'd me, he said he's busy, so he can't hit it right now. So I just want to get through the rest of this and I'll drop the link later. But I just noticed when people start coming up, it throws everything off. So I just want to get through it. Okay.
On the rest of America, whether we want it or not. So what is white Christian nationalism? You might wonder why I keep including the word white. And it's not because I'm some reverse racist, whatever that means. It's because this is a specific ideology that relies on a white identity, which supersedes everything else, both the Christian and the nationalist part. And look, call me controversial, but I don't like religious extremism of any sort. Any type of fanatical religious or ideological movement results in a push to take away others' rights and control their way of life. That's not good. But white Christian nationalism specifically is a unique and dangerous ideology that poses maybe the most dire threat to our country and our democracy right now. But before we get into that, I should define plain old Christian nationalism. The Christian part of the term refers to the religion of Christianity, and nationalism is an identity or loyalty to one's nation state, for example, America. This is often and especially to the detriment of other foreign parties. Together, those ideas of Christianity and nationalism create a specific ideology. Freedom Forum writer Scott A. Leadingham defines Christian nationalism as the belief that the United States is a country defined by Christianity. This includes ideas like the government should protect and advocate for Christian values and pass laws that reflect those values, or at least certain interpretations of them. Christian nationalists also believe that separation of church and state isn't real, and that God's divine plan includes America's success. Well, Christian America's success. These talking points can be found in pretty much any denomination of Christianity, regardless of race. But to define white Christian nationalism, I'm going to cite a book that was a major source for this video. It's called The Flag and the Cross: White Christian Nationalism and the Threat to American Democracy. It's written by sociology professors Philip Gorski and Samuel Perry, and it's an extremely enlightening book. Essentially, Gorski and Perry try to follow the development of modern white Christian nationalism in the United States, partly to explain how we got from point A to January 6th. In the first part of the book, the professors survey people to create a Christian nationalism scale, basically a way to see where Christian nationalism and whiteness intersect and amplify each other. For example, at the start of the book, they show these two panels with various scores on the Christian nationalism scale. The higher these factions score, the more they think the US is defined by Christianity. This one, panel A, shows general Christian denominations like Presbyterian, Jehovah's Witness, and Pentecostal. Pentecostal is at the top.
Sorry, I'm gonna pause it and get to. There was a part she was explaining dog whistling that I wanted you guys to see. I thought she had a good breakdown on like how they do it sometimes. Sorry, so I'm trying to find that. Let me go a little bit. Is it around here? Let's just go here.
Professionals. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how can someone be grounded enough to accept atoms and lasers, but get their medical advice from Donald Trump? And why does this pattern seem to only apply to white Christian nationalists? Well, first, we'll need to define white Christian nationalism as an ideology. White Christian nationalism is focused on that first word, white. While Christian nationalism more broadly is centered on the idea that America is inherently Christian and should tout Christian values above all else, white Christian nationalism takes that already dicey idea to an even darker place. Essentially, white Christian nationalists believe that yes, America is a Christian nation, but their vision of a Christian nation is rooted in white supremacy. And we're not just talking about preachers and pastors saying stuff like this. People involved in the secular worlds like media and politics say this stuff all the time, but they usually use different words. Sometimes we'll talk about defending Judeo-Christian values or protecting Western civilization.
You guys pay attention to the key words that they say on the news and they say in front of your face. But it goes right over your head. Pay attention.
Like media and politics say this stuff all the time, but they usually use different words. Sometimes we'll talk about defending Judeo-Christian values or protecting Western civilization, vaguish ideas that are still palatable to a less religious right-wing audience.
The United States of America, it was founded on Judeo-Christian values.
Why do they keep talking about what the United States was founded on? And again, Black people, where were you when it was founded? I don't understand how y'all are supporting that. I do not understand.
Undercutting the values of Western civilization, of free thought.
It's civilization ending poison.
And that might not sound so bad. I mean, they're just standing for our beautiful, gleaming, well-endowed country. But in this context, Judeo-Christian values means white.
White, not a culture? You mean Western civilization, the greatest civilization the world has ever seen, isn't a culture?
So he just told you, when they say the words Western civilization, they're talking about white. That's what they're talking about when they say that. Okay?
Because we're white, that's racism.
These stand-in words, at least when they're used more subtly,
that's racism,
are called dog whistles. It's like a physical dog whistle. They emit a tone, or in this case, meaning, that only certain people can understand. It's meant to evoke a strong emotion from a seemingly innocuous phrase. For example, conservatives love to refer to Barack Obama by his full name.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama.
When do they exaggerate people's middle name like that? President's middle name like that? Why were they doing that to him? Dog whistling, right? She's about to explain.
I know what you're thinking. Cat, you're such a snowflake. What's wrong with using his middle name? It's on his birth certificate, supposedly. Sure, but that's not the point. These are people who constantly fearmonger about Muslims. And by emphasizing Hussein, a name associated with an Iraqi dictator, they are trying to activate a fear response in your brain. Similarly, you could get canceled for saying the N-word on television, or just making brazen generalizations about the Black community. But if you replace Black with inner city, you can claim plausible deniability when you are rightfully called out.
This is what Tommy B was trying to express the other day. If you replace the words Black with inner city, you can't remain plausible deniability when somebody accuses you of being racist. I didn't say anything about Black people. I'm telling y'all, these people the masters at this shit, and now Black people call themselves trying to be the masters of it too. Y'all just not that good at it. Y'all need to stop, okay? They're not even that good at it because we understand what they're saying when they say inner city. What the fuck? Make America great again. When was it great? None of the black people bothered to say, hey, when was that?
For your racism.
In an affluent school district, this isn't, the inner city. You would think that these kids would have some kind of a value system.
This practice
in an affluent education system, this isn't the inner city. What is inner city code for? Black. There's a lot of words being used in front of you guys' faces every day by people that you support. But if you could actually decode the language they're speaking and really understand what they're saying, they do not support you. They will use you, but they are not for you.
Practice of obfuscation is central to all bigoted movements. Most people don't want to admit their own biases, at least publicly. That's why it's so effective to sanitize racist opinions as community concern, or hatred towards queer people as protecting children, or white supremacy, whether consciously or not, as Christian values. Now, I don't talk a lot about my...
So instead of saying white supremacy, we'll say Christian values, our Christian nation. The Christian values our nation was founded upon, which was white supremacy. Okay? That's what it was. That is what they're talking about without saying it.
Own views on religion publicly, but I do take it very seriously. My parents made a real effort to not force religion on my brother or myself. My dad was raised...
I think y'all get the point. Those were like the main two things I wanted to show you guys. I wanted you guys to really, hopefully, walk away from this with an understanding that things are a lot deeper than meets the eye. It's not just about Republican and Democrat. Christian nationalism is a very white supremacy based movement that is behind the president, that is behind most conservatives and most Republicans. That's who it's made up of. So I just want black people to truly understand what you are in support of. And if you missed the part when I explained what Christian nationalism was, it is not what you think when you hear Christianity. It's not that. It's the kind of Christianity you think of when you think of slavery. Literally that. That's why they say the Christian values our country was founded upon. We need to go back, make America great again. When was it great? When you were in chains, okay? And some of the rest of you weren't allowed to be over here. That's when it was great for them. So to see you all supporting that is in fucking sanity. Insanity. But I know y'all didn't really know. I don't think most Americans understand what's happening right in front of their face, because Christian nationalists, like the guy said earlier, represent a small part of the population, but the wealthiest part of the population, right? So they're small in numbers, but they're big in power. And they have the president on their side. And Charlie Kirk was on their side. That is why. Have we ever seen anybody get like this level of reverence for what he did? Like him being like a political speaker, or like that. I've never seen someone on that level get this level of like admiration, celebration, consequence for speaking against him. Like everything, all the events following his death are not normal, but now we understand why. The group that he's a part of, Christian nationalists, are the ones with the money, in control of media, in control of certain institutions in the country, and they can make shit happen. And they have been making shit happen. But that was a lot. That was heavy. Guys, support my show. Hit my super chat. Hit my Cash App. Okay. Support your girl. I'm out here trying to wake the people up. There was one more thing before I drop the link. This was because Tariq Nasheed keeps getting brought into this, right? So I was like, oh, I haven't been over to this page in a while. Let me go see what Tariq Nasheed got going on. And I guess like a Charlie Kirk supporter called in there, calling him all types of N-words, accusing him of celebrating this man's assassination, which he did not do. But hold on, just trying to find it. And then I will drop the link for a little while, and then I'm going to leave because, like I said, if Cellulite wasn't available, I'm not really interested in a whole big panel like that. I'm just not. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it. Let me go to Tariq's page. Tariq. What you got going on? This chat is I'm be interested later to go back and read because y'all are like, I just see this thing moving like crazy. I don't think I ever seen my chat move this fast for real. Or maybe I just haven't streamed in a while, but y'all are going the hell off today. All right, I think this was it right here.
Shit about him.
I think this is it. So let's hear what Tariq was saying and the caller calling him all types of N-words and everything saying. Let's see. All right.
Supremacists, nothing more, nothing less. That's either fact.
Well, let's hear his opinion on
subscribe. Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
Charlie Kirk was a suspected white supremacist, nothing more, nothing less. That's either factual or not factual. He's not known for anything else. Let's be real. His claim to fame was punching down on black people. He wasn't a political thinker. Let's stop. You're not going to rewrite this man's history. He didn't have no major legislative achievements whatsoever. Charlie Kirk didn't have no intellectual contributions whatsoever, nor did he have any grassroots credibility. He was not grassroots. He was funded by rich, white conservatives and conservative think tanks. He was top down from the get-go. He was somebody who was placed, he was astroturf. He was placed and positioned by the top. That's it. And his job was to articulate white supremacist, anti-black views in a way where he can't be thrown in the same bucket as the Richard Spencers or the Jared Taylors. He had to really codify a lot of the white supremacist talking points in order to galvanize the white masses. See, I want y'all to understand something. Hello, we got a lot of people in here. Let me get some more folks in here because we do have a lot of people in here. Let's
Okay, so this is where the Charlie Kirk supporter is gonna call in and go off on Tariq.
Nahima, hop on in.
Do you mean Nehemiah?
Nehemiah. I got old Negro eyes, man.
Hey, give me the mic, cracker. You got some nerve. You are garbage.
Hold on, cracker. Your roll. Let me talk.
Let's roll. Let's have a debate.
You slow down.
You guys you got to listen closely because every time he says the N word, it's kind of like bleeped out, like it'll go silent. But listen.
Now, you're gonna put that meth pipe down. You put that meth pipe down and you wait your turn. You don't.
Let's have a debate, nigga.
Okay.
Let's have a debate, nigga.
Talk all that because you don't talk all that N-word talk.
Let's see what. No, it's NIGGA, nigga. That's.
Oh, you don't talk tough, dude, because you're old.
Every word out of your other mouth is Nick.
You're an old Caucasian.
So this is the interesting thing about the people who are criticizing the black community about the way we conduct ourselves. So look at this.
I'm down before your Alzheimer's kick in. All right.
NIGGA. That's every
tough guy.
Yeah, you can't debate me, right? So you're gonna try to kill me? Is that?
No, you don't come in here yelling, sir. Calm your ass down.
I ain't yelling shit. You have some.
Calm down, Mr. Mayo Man.
Nah. For you to come out talking shit about him.
Calm down, Mr. Mayo Pants.
Yeah. I'm running for governor, chum.
I don't give a damn what you're running to your meth dealer. I don't care how much meth you're smoking. You don't come in here yelling at black people.
Okay.
You spent 12 years a slave. Who the hell you think you are?
No, you come meet me, slave.
Okay, you're not going to do anything. You're not tough.
Hey, you come meet me and talk shit about Charlie Kirk. You fuck around.
Where are you, bitch ass mayonnaise man? Where are you?
I'm in Minnesota running.
Okay. I don't want to go to Minnesota. Come out to LA. The hell I want to do in Minnesota? Bring your ass
the fuck out in LA.
You ass out here.
argument is funny as hell to me. This man is so mad. And Tyreek just as calm as can be. I think that's what's making it funnier.
The hell am I going to do in Minnesota? Kick it with you and a bunch of Somalians? What am I going to do out there?
What you're going to do out here is come
and do what? What am I going to do? And what you going to do?
If it sounds off, it's because Tyreek be muting them. When they like over talking too much, he'll keep muting them and shit.
Yeah, if I'm out there, okay, let's say it. Let's say I'm in Minnesota. I go to Minnesota. I'm kicking it in Minnesota. Now, what's Tom going to do? What's Tom going to do? Come on, Tom. Let's pretend I'm out there in Minnesota. Since you so damn tough. Yeah, you don't like what we're saying about suspected white supremacist Charlie Kirk? Tough titty. He shouldn't have been an anti-black racist. Unmute your mic. You probably dropped your meth pipe on the phone.
That's crazy.
Mr. Tom. Now, while Tom is getting his pipe together, let's get Nehemiah back in here. Nehemiah?
Thank you, Terry.
You bitch. You muted me. You can't debate, so you kill us. You don't have the intelligence to debate. You have
You see how notice like all these people have the same tactics. You can't debate, so you kill us. A black person did not kill that man. But somehow we are scapegoating to the black people. Do y'all see this shit? And when I tell y'all, these are Christian nationalists who are based in white supremacy, I'm not playing. How the hell did this become about a black man killing them? How? When you can't debate, you kill us. No black person didn't do that. But you're on a black man's channel accusing us of doing that. These people are wicked as fuck. I'm never gonna understand why y'all support them. And look at how quick they will throw us under the bus and just flat out lie on us. It's gonna get worse. He's gonna keep lying too. Wait, hold on.
Talk.
Your mic was muted on your own, sir.
Okay, no, okay. Well, I'm not muted now, so let's have this debate. You think you gotta
know. You don't control nothing in here. So you're not just gonna come yelling and screaming. You're gonna have some decorum. You're not gonna act tough. You've been watching too many Clint Eastwood movies. All right, stop.
Oh, you know what, friend?
You're not Clint Eastwood. You just ain't gonna run up on niggas with all that tough shit. All right, you gonna get pistol whipped. Calm down. Calm down.
Okay, ain't nobody gonna
down. You're not Charles Bronson.
Yes, you caught it right, Terry. Kill us, pushing his narrative. This is the dog whistle again, right? Go to the black people and make us a victim of black people. This man came in here and the first word out of his mouth was nigga, no, with the ER first. Then it was nigga. He came with all the aggression and the disrespect. Tyreek mutes him and tell him to shut the hell up. Basically, you guys can't debate us, so you kill us, right? What does this do to the other people listening who identify with him? Yeah, black men kill us. This is the weird strategic shit they do.
All right, some of you old elderly hillbillies, y'all watch these movies and you think you Chuck Norris. Calm your old ass down. All right. Now
muted by.
Yeah. Now what's on your mind? Now let's go. Now what are we debating? We got to debate what we're debating. Go.
Okay, let's have this debate. You're making all kinds of lies up about Charlie Kirk, talking all kinds of racist shit about him. So let's do this. This man was the next president when he would have been turning 35.
I absolutely believe that. Now that I understand the Christian nationalism and who's affiliated with it and the funding and the power behind that group that he was a part of, that Trump's a part of, and now like how he's being revered publicly. Oh, absolutely. He was up next. 1000%. I believe that.
This man was beloved by millions. He brought to the campuses all around our country reason, logic.
I don't have you muted. It might be a double mute. I don't have you muted, so don't come whining to me. All right. He didn't bring reason and logic. He was a pathological liar. He lied about crime stats. His whole claim to fame was going around lying about black people to galvanize white supremacists around the country. That's called a suspect.
You lying. You keep muting me is what you're doing. It says muted by host. What about the 1 in 22 blacks that are murderers?
Y'all heard that? 1 in 22 blacks are murderers. See how easy it is to lie on you? 1 in 22 blacks are murderers, which is a fucking lie. But you heard it, right?
What about that? That's what I heard.
What about the one who murdered your boy Charlie Kirk? What about him?
Oh shit.
What about it?
Wait, hold up.
Lying. You keep muting me is what you're doing. It says muted by host. What about the 1 in 22 blacks that are murderers? What about that? That's what I heard.
What about the one who murdered your boy Charlie Kirk? What about him?
What about him? What about him?
How come you ain't out there trying to find him? You up here worrying about some mythological black people.
Oh, I've posted his photograph. They finally got a nice, clear. See, this is how ignorant you are.
Well, no, you white supremacist suspects have to deflect onto black people to deflect from your own damn dysfunction. Your boy just got his brains blown out by your fellow white man.
That's how
you're up here whining about black people because you don't want to deal with your own.
Yeah, you just got to keep.
You don't want to deal with your own damn dysfunction. You have a dysfunctional white supremacist community.
You will not allow me to debate you. All you do is keep.
No, you're not going to talk over me. You're not going to talk over me with your John Goodman looking ass. You're not going to talk over me. You're going to listen. You don't run nothing in here.
Because there ain't nothing.
All that MF, mother, you're not tough, sir. I don't give a damn how many Charles Bronson movies you watch. You're not going to do nothing. Stop all that shit, Tom. You're not tough. Sit your ass down somewhere and drink some Geritol or something. You're not.
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. You can talk all that good shit out in LA. I've been to every.
I am, and I'll talk it out there. What you gonna do if I come out there to Minnesota and they love me in Minnesota? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Tom? Tell me what you gonna do to me.
Flora, are you free to hit the link? Because after this video, I don't have any more videos. I could open it up for, I could be here probably 1 more hour.
You're not muted, Tom.
You've had me muted the whole time, you coward.
Oh, okay. So, Tom.
Okay, here, my mic's finally open. You want an answer? Listen to it. I'll give you my address. Come out here to Minnesota, and then you come within 3 feet of me, and then start talking about how Charlie Kirk was all about the only thing that guy ever did was go after blacks. All he ever did was tell the truth. He said the night before he was killed, 1 in 22 blacks in this country are convicted of homicide. Are you convicted of homicide yet, Therese?
Hold the fuck up. So where the black men in the chat who be defending that man? Because I don't know if he said it, but this is what his supporters saying he said. Did he say that 1 in 22 black people are convicted of homicide? Is that what he said about your group? Because that's not true.
No, I'm not.
Are you one of the 21? Are you one of the other 20? Or have you just not been caught yet?
Right.
And then here's the thing I'm going to leave with you, brother.
All of those white supremacist lies. These are
okay, yeah, all white supremacists.
And in the middle of one of his lies, he got shot in the damn head by a white supremacist, or another white man. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that ironic? Right in the middle of those lies.
That's how ignorant you are. Yeah. You're so stupid that you.
Right in the middle of him lying, he gets shot in the neck. Ain't that ironic? Huh?
Yeah, dance on his grave. Karma's
not even doing that. The ancestors are dancing on the grave. That's why you guys are mad. Why y'all so mad at black people? Y'all not mad at each other? Y'all shot him.
Oh, you mean the ones that you want reparations?
No, it's white. Oh, no, you don't want to go into the reparations thing. So what about white on white crime?
Hey, man, if anything, you owe us money. All the guys.
Well, owe you money for what with your little old white supremacist ass?
Why do you owe us money? You owe us money for reparations. You've destroyed our goddamn country with your thug life.
Oh, please, sir. We are the heartbeat of this country. You degenerate white supremacists are destroying the country from within, sir. You come from poor European peasantry. You better thank a foundational black American for building a country that you could flee to.
Oh, is that right? Well, how about
right? You come from European peasantry.
Yeah. How about this, Van Jones? How about you and I have a space debate tomorrow night, you and me, mano a mano. How's that, nigga?
Okay, yeah, all that doesn't bother me. So that's why your wife is probably somewhere.
This is not funny, but yo, this white man is unhinged. What the fuck? I just had to Google who is Van Jones because he called him Van Jones. Okay, that's a black lawyer. All right. Oh, damn.
They're getting fingered by a black man. That's why you mad. All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. How about the debate?
Wait, let me go back. I don't know what you're talking.
The space debate tomorrow night, you and me, mano a mano. How's that, nigga?
Okay, yeah, oh, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Sir. That's why your wife is probably somewhere getting fingered by a black man. That's why you mad. All right.
Yeah. How about the debate?
Is your wife getting fingered by a black man? Huh? And you're old. How old are you, Tom? You're an old hunky. How old are you?
How about the debate tomorrow night?
How old are you, Tom? Do you have a daughter who has a black baby? Because I'm getting black grandchild vibes from you.
Go to evanstead.com.
Do you have a black grandchild? Do you have a little Drake sitting up in that house? You sound very mad. This is
Evanstead for governor. Go to Evanstead for governor. What I'm going to be doing is governor.
Tom, are you going to have your black grandson on the campaign trail? Because you got.
Hey, Tariq, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be
1 in 22.
I had to stop the show. Davey says, Venus, you way behind in the political space. Davey, I started the show saying I do not know much about politics. Sorry. That's never been my bag. I don't claim to be a political expert or any of that stuff. I really don't align with either party. But I just know some shit sound wrong to me. It makes me want to see, like, okay, what's going on? I need to pay attention to this kind of thing. They're making me interested in it now, but no, honestly, you're right. I am way behind because I don't know. But this is why I stopped the video, because you're going to say, you've never seen a Van Jones. He is a Sharon. I'm so tired of y'all coming. Where's Sharon at? Sharon, are you in the clouds? I'm tired of them trying to come for you. Okay? Leave Sharon alone. And now you, Davey, you're going to have me looking into Van Jones today when I get off of here now. So thanks for that. Okay.
Do you have a black grandchild? Do you have a little Drake sitting up in that house? Because you sound very mad. This is
Evanstead for governor. Go to Evanstead for governor. What I'm going to be doing is governor.
This man running for governor. He want to run for governor. Coming on here calling people the N-word and shit. All right. And I tell you, white supremacy is like comfortable out in the open now. They don't give a damn, okay?
Tom, are you going to have your black grandson on the campaign trail? Because you got.
Hey, Tariq, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be
1 in 22 black men tow up your daughter's cooch, and she got pregnant. That's what's happening, and you're upset about that. That's what the 1 in 22 black men did. They didn't impregnated your 25-year-old daughter. Is that what you're upset with, Tom?
This is crazy.
Tom, is that what let's get to we're having an intervention here. So Tom, I'm gonna, if you take your grandson on the campaign trail, I'll vote for you. Tom, are you gonna take your black grandson on the campaign trail? Oh goodness. Tom, unmute your microphone. I don't have you muted.
You're a lying piece of shit. I have screenshots on every one of these things as you sit back laughing and you show your true character. Your true.
Making your grandson a Sambo. Are you making?
You're a demon. You cannot. Charlie Kirk was all about, the only thing that guy ever did was go after blacks. All he ever did was tell the truth. He said the night before he was killed, 1 in 22 blacks in this country are convicted of homicide. Are you convicted of homicide yet, Tariq?
No, I'm not.
Are you one of the 21? Are you one of the other 20? Or have you just not been caught yet?
Right.
And then here's the thing I'm going to leave with you, brother.
So all of those white supremacist lies. These are
all white supremacists.
And in the middle of one of his lies, he got shot in the damn head by a white supremacist, or another white man. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that ironic? Right in the middle of those lies.
That's how ignorant you are. Yeah. You're so stupid that you.
Right in the middle of him lying, he gets shot in the neck. Ain't that ironic? Huh?
Yeah, dance on his grave. Karma's
not even doing that. The ancestors are dancing on the grave. That's why you guys are mad. Why y'all so mad at black people? Y'all not mad at each other? Y'all shot him.
Oh, you mean the ones that you want reparations?
Oh, it's white. Oh, no, you don't want to go into the reparations thing. So what about white on white crime?
Hey, man, if anything, you owe us money. All the guys.
Well, owe you money for what with your little old white supremacist ass?
Why do you owe us money? You owe us money for reparations. You've destroyed our goddamn country with your thug life.
Oh, please, sir. We are the heartbeat of this country. You do.
Yeah, I didn't catch the N word at the end because it bleeped out. He said nigger.
Degenerate white supremacists are destroying the country from within, sir. You come from poor European peasantry. You better thank a foundational Black American for building a country that you could flee to.
Oh, is that right? Well, how about
right? You come from European peasantry.
Yeah. How about this, Van Jones? How about you and I have an space debate tomorrow night? You and me, mano a mano. How's that, nigga?
Okay, yeah. Oh, that doesn't bother me,
Yeah,
sir. That's why your wife is probably somewhere getting fingered by a black man. That's why you mad. All right.
Yeah. How about the debate?
Is your wife getting fingered by a black man? Huh? And you're old. How old are you, Tom? You're an old hunky. How old are you?
How about the debate tomorrow night?
How old are you, Tom? Do you have a daughter who has a black baby? Because I'm getting black grandchild vibes from you, Tom.
Go to evanstead.com.
Do you have a black grandchild? Do you have a little Drake sitting up in that house? Because you sound very mad. This is
Evanstead for governor. Go to Evanstead for governor. What I'm going to be doing is governor.
Tom, are you going to have your black grandson on the campaign trail? Because you got.
Hey, Tariq, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be
1 in 22 black men toe up your daughter's cooch, and she got pregnant. That's what's happening, and you're upset about that. That's what the 1 in 22 black men did. They didn't impregnated your 25-year-old daughter. Is that what you're upset with, Tom? Tom, is that what let's get to we're having an intervention here. So Tom, I'm gonna, if you take your grandson on the campaign trail, I'll vote for you. Tom, are you gonna take your black grandson on the campaign trail? Oh goodness. Tom, unmute your microphone. I don't have you muted.
You're a lying piece of shit. I have screenshots on every one of these things as you sit back laughing and you show your true character. Your true.
Making your grandson a Sambo. Are you making?
You're a demon. You cannot.
Making your black Sambo. Your grandson is. Please don't turn him into a Sambo. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I listened to this for 10 years in our prisons.
Right.
And when I'm governor, I'm going to have you investigated, nigga. Well, you hear me?
What? Oh man!
Everybody hear me? Hold on. Let me get your black grandson on the phone. Okay, let me get your black grandson because he wants to call up. He just texted me. He wants to get up. Let me get your black grandson here. I think he's a conservative sample. Hold on.
Yeah, okay, nigga. You know what? You won't do it. You won't do an X Spaces debate tomorrow night, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m.
Grandpa, let me talk to that nigga. Hey, Grandpa. What about black on black crime? What about Chicago? You're right, Grandpa. These dindus, all they do is commit crime and smash white women like mommy. I don't like these. I'm with you, Papa. By the way, can I have some more of the delicious Rice Krispie treats, Papa? Can I have some more boysenberry pie, Papa?
Tiff, what you talking about? What panel? Venus, this panel is what I'm trying to see because I can't wait. What?
Oh, my bad. We go. Had to talk to your black grandson there. All right, Tom.
You is what?
Beige lives matter. Why you be bringing your racist ass over here? I don't understand. I am blackity black. If you didn't know this, why you always coming in here doing this? Talking about Tariq ain't refuted one of his points. He doesn't represent me. Tariq don't have to refute it. I can just ask you: are 1 in every 22 black people arrested for homicide? The answer is no. I don't understand. I don't think anybody's gonna come up. Somebody wanted to hit the link earlier. I'm not staying long. I got 30 minutes left. When I say I'm ending at 1, I mean it. Yeah, I put the link there. Now you ain't have to block beige. Let them run free. You know, let them do their thing. Oh, you meant blocked on your end, not blocked out of the chat, right?
Well, you're what?
Your black grandson. We gotta take him to some woke schools. He got to get woke. You done turned him into a little Sambo. All right, Tom. So Tom, what you said once you become governor, ain't nobody electing your crazy ass. You ain't got a chance in hell. You're a failed politician, Tom. So you're never getting elected.
Yeah, you're a funny guy, Tariq. You keep running your mouth and then you mute me like a little coward. Come out here to Minnesota. Do you have the money to come out here to Minnesota? Let's go man to man, toe to toe.
What am I going to do with an elderly white man? What are you talking about? What do you do?
You and me. You talk a lot of shit. Come on out here and face.
And do what? Okay. And do what? What am I going to do with an elderly white man?
What do you want to do with an elderly white man? You want to fuck me, you homo?
Okay, you got buck breaking fantasies. Okay, sir, it's your old Geritol bussy wide open. That's you. You all mad that you have some displaced?
No, because you're a.
Yeah, sir, are you at the bathrooms out there in Minnesota doing glory holes? What are you doing out there, sir? You're the one sounding.
Yeah,
real funny,
you real.
Sir, it's them wrinkle pasty cakes of yours that's shaking at the strip clubs out there with a bunch of dudes. That's you, sir. You got a butt breaking.
Yeah, you should have been a comedian, nigga. You're real funny, nigga.
And you worked in the prisons, and you worked in the prisons out there. So yeah, you must be sneaking stuff in your white bussy.
Yeah, you real funny.
You sneak contraband in the prisons in your old white bussy. That's what you do. All right. Come on, Tom. All right. All right, Tom. Any last words, Mr. Tom? Because I'm getting you very mad, and I don't want you to go shoot up a school or nothing, because you white supremacists are crazy. Any last words, Tom?
The last words are: let's have a debate on space tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Central. You Howard.
No,
so
sir,
that's 2 hours.
Well, sir, first of all, you're a nobody. All right, you are a nobody. I debate my equals. All others I teach. You're not my equal, sir. You don't have an audience, and you're an old.
The only equal is my morning.
You an old decrepit cracker, and it's pointless debating you. I'm already destroying you, sir. So I'm already defeating you. So yeah, I've destroyed you already. So why would I need to debate you on your platform, sir? All right? Tom, why don't you go stick an iPhone in your bussy and sneak it into prisons? All right, let me get some more callers. Thank you so much, Tom. All right. Lord, I know an elderly white man, they calling up trying to sound tough. Y'all better stop watching them Steven Seagal movies. What is wrong with you? That shit ain't intimidating nobody. They sit up and watch these old VH.
Renee, when he says a debate on space, I think he's talking about Twitter Spaces. That's why he said debate me on space. He's talking about Twitter. Well, X, what they call it now.
VHS movies and kind of build their courage up. No, Nehemiah, what's up? I'm sorry. I'm sorry the guy interrupted you. I was chopping it up with you. What's up, Nehemiah?
Nah, it's all completely fine. Sorry about him.
Yo, it's all right. It's all gravy. Now, where you from, Nehemiah?
I'm from Washington State. I'm from Hilltop area.
That's right outside Seattle?
Yeah, it not too close, but it's close.
Now, what are you, East African? What are you?
Me? Nah, I'm Norwegian.
Really? Okay. When your family go to Seattle from, that area, when y'all get there from Norway?
My grandparents came here.
Okay. Does it rain a lot up there still?
Yes.
Well, there it is.
Not right now, but it's about to start. Once it starts, they don't stop.
Oh yeah. I already know. So what's on your mind, man? What's going on?
Well, I just want to ask a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
First of all, as you know, because I'm white, so I feel like this is a stupid question because I know the answer, but at the same time, it's not, because I just want to hear it from you.
Go ahead.
As a white man, what's your first judgment that you have? Like, you know what I'm saying?
First of all, he don't sound white. Okay. But let's hear it.
I don't judge people because they're white.
Well,
I don't judge people because they're white.
I feel like there's been a couple of, I would not represent myself with Tom at all. That man,
right.
That man claims to be Christian in his bio. That man is not a Christian.
I know. I already know. Yeah.
But also 2 a.m. and people, a lot of people, you calling all these white people like, white supremacists and stuff. I feel like there's a couple of people you've been calling that you don't really know, and you don't really know them for sure and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying?
But And I suspect them of it, because if they co-sign a white supremacist or suspected white supremacist, well, they're suspected of being one too.
Well, my other question is, where did this judgment come in your life where you have such resentment towards white people? Like, what did
That's a
we?
projection. That's a projection. I just said I don't judge white people. What you're doing is projecting, sir. I've never denigrated no white people. I'm talking about white supremacist. That's based on an action. If you do something that's going to harm black people, meaning lie about black people, spew false statistics in order to justify denigrating black people,
Well,
that's a white supremacist or suspected one.
Well, let me say from experience that, because I live in Hilltop area, and it's I moved there from Belfair. It's the difference is quite significant. When I lived in Belfair, there's not very many black people there. It's probably like 1, 2 black people in my entire school that I went to. And I moved to Tacoma. I went to Curtis High School.
This man sounds like he is lying. The way he is speaking, I listen to accents and the way people pronounce words very well. I don't think this is like a 100% white person. Just saying. Or he's lying about growing up around black. Something's not making sense.
School in UP, and everyone's black. My family got robbed multiple times. Car got broken into. There's people getting stabbed in my school, selling drugs. People were suspended for doing fentanyl in the bathroom and in the lockers and stuff. And it's a really different environment. And and so how do you defend that? I don't even have any stats. I'm just speaking from pure experience of living in a very black area versus where I used to live in a very white area.
Okay, let me slow you down.
Right.
I was in Seattle in the 80s when I was a teen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
I hustled up. That was a street dude back in the day. I was in the I know about Seattle. I know that area. It's a bunch of white criminals all over Washington, dude. Washington is white. Yeah, Washington got a bunch of white drug dealers. There's white meth heads. There's white fentanyl users. Black people really don't use fentanyl like that. You understand?
Yeah. That's true. That up in Seattle, it's the criminals there are very mainly white, but like in Lakewood area and in Hilltop area, that's not really the case. And I've experienced that.
It is. Dude, let me tell you something. All the drugs, you're getting the drugs from the white people in Seattle, dude. If there's black people with drugs, they got the drugs from somebody white. You understand? A gun, if they got an illegal gun, they got it from somebody white. They're the white people are the plug. The white people and the Asians in LA is the whites and the Asians. They're the plug. So you can't sit here and talk about all the drugs and guns and shit black people got, and it's the white people bringing the shit in there. That's where they're getting them from. That's the plug. You understand?
Can't really say too much about that, but
right.
I know for a fact that at my school, the plug was not white. You know what I'm saying? But I can hear what you're saying.
Yeah, at your school, yeah.
I can hear what you're saying though. The person that the plug's plug.
Do y'all think this is a white teenager speaking?
Yeah.
Where are the shipping ports? You know where the shipping ports are over there in Seattle?
Yeah, of course.
Who you think control them ports and all the shit that comes in there? Is it the school? Is the black kid at your school control those shipping ports up there in Seattle?
No, he does not.
Who control them? Because that's where the plug was. That's where the plug were. We had connections at the docks up there, sir. Yeah.
Anywho, I'm about to end this show. I had dropped the link and gave people a little bit of time. Apparently nobody wants to hit it now. I feel like my job here is done for today. I just wanted to raise some awareness. And we're going to talk about white nationalism some more, and dog whistling, and who's in control of the media and the messages you're seeing, and how they're communicating directly in front of your face without you thoroughly understanding what they're saying. and how that is detrimental to you. And so I know that most people want to be a part of something. That's a human basic need, acceptance. I think Black people, though, are in a very fragile, fragmented state of existence where there's not a lot of pride in self, pride in race, or pride in group. And so we just want to gravitate toward things sometimes a little too quick without knowing enough. Oh, my boo. She said, I want my wrench back. Let me put you, hold on. Let me give Robin her wrench. Because I had to take you out of the block list. I don't know who the hell did that, but I went through all of my things today. And so there's not going to be anybody else who could do that to you anymore. Make you a moderator. And Reese. That is moderator. Is there anybody else I'm forgetting? I got thrown off. Oh, thank you, Terry, for the $4.99. I did not see that. I appreciate the contribution. Thank you very much for donating to the channel and supporting me. I appreciate you guys. Yes, Reese. Hopefully they will wake up about the Black Christian, the white Christian. Look, I'm about to call them the Black Christian national. Oh my God. PhD Diva. Hi, PhD Diva. I don't know how much of the show you heard, but it was interesting. I was getting into Black. Damn, that might be a Freudian slip. White Christian nationalism, what it means, and how it is the backbone to the Republican Party, MAGA, and most conservatives, and why it's a bad idea for Black people to be supporting that movement, because I don't think they truly understand like all of its core tenets and all of its core goals. Its whole agenda is directly detrimental to you, whether you're FBA, non-FBA, firstborn generation American, does not matter. If you are not white, it's not for you. White supremacy is the end goal. Okay, and we talked about words they use to dog whistle in front of your face, like Western civilization, white supremacy, inner city, Black people. Like, you guys, we're gonna actually I want to do a show about that. I want us to decode. I want us to get into how they say things right in front of our faces and it goes over a lot of our heads. We need to decode some of the language. Okay, Lena, that's why I keep slipping up, because she said they have Black ones too. You notice every time I try to say white Christian nationalist, I keep slipping up saying Black. I think that's on purpose. Robin M, thank you for the $10, boy. I appreciate your support. She said, great conversation. Yeah, I'm trying this time around to be a bit more intentional with the content. And I like the conversation today. I feel like it was like something new, something a lot of us weren't aware of. I wasn't aware of, something I'm newly finding out about, and I think something that's actually helpful for Black people, regardless of lineage. If you're any kind of lineage and you're here, this will affect you. Okay. Beige Lives Matter says Black Christian nationalism would be littering everywhere but the church and sacrificing our haters. I don't have no words for you. Like, you just are. I don't even know what to call you, because you're saying beige. I don't know what you are. I think you're a tether, but I don't know. Reese said, I don't think Christianity is for Black women. Were you here on the part 2, Reese, when I differentiated between like Christianity as a religious group and Christian nationalism as a political worldview that kind of weaponizes religion? But with that being said, everybody have a good day. I will try to come back tomorrow. If not, definitely Thursday. But bye.